welcome to Astro Reads with AMZN. I am AMZN, and today we're getting into Virgo's August reading. We're going to start with the general reading, then love and romance, then career and finance, and then some advice. So, let's get started. What's happening with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in general for August? What's been going on in Virgo's lives? Virgo season is almost here. I know y'all are excited. So let's see what's in store this month for Virgos. Ooh. What's going on for Virgos in August? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ooh. Okay. Of course, I'm not surprised by what came up, but I get it. Okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here, and it came out on its side, and I feel like you are at this place right now where your patience is being tested, and it's being tested in certain ways, and you're kind of on this like teeter-totter of, okay, having no patience for this or just having more patience for this, until kind of you reach that point again and you're like, all right. But I will say that what I believe might be fueling this, I don't want to call it confusion, but this kind of like limbo, right, is the Eight of Swords here. You might be feeling very stuck or stagnant right now because of whatever you're trying to have the patience for. It's not moving in the way that you want it to, or it's not moving as fast as you want it to. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, so to be at this place where like your patience is being tested, and it's obviously with something that you're working on, or something that takes a while to come to life. It's either you have to put in a lot of time, you have to put in a lot of like effort for it, a time consuming effort for it, all of that stuff. It takes a little time for it to come to fruition. So you're at this point where you're feeling a little uncertain about things, and it's you putting more pressure on yourself, right? That's what the Eight of Swords is really about, like self-imposed limits. So while you can't control the pace at which this thing unfolds, like you can control the limits that you do put on yourself. And so don't or just do your best to be aware of when you fall into these spaces of being hypercritical of yourself, because that makes it just as hard to accomplish anything if it was someone outside of you being hypercritical of you, right? Give yourself some slack, cut yourself some slack when it comes to these things, because that's where you'll find your patience, and that's where things can grow, right? My head is throbbing, so I'm sure that this is something that has been on your mind heavy. You might have been putting a lot of mental limits on yourself, talking to yourself in certain ways, not putting the full faith or belief behind what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're thinking. So be aware of those things, okay? And then we have the Two of Pentacles right after that. So you're obviously, Virgo, being the worker, there's always a lot that you're maintaining, a lot that you're keeping track of, especially in the mind. And I think that's why my head is starting to hurt, or I'm feeling this pressure. you're keeping track of a lot of things, especially a lot of things that you're working on, working to bring to fruition, working to produce in real time, right? There's a lot of things that are going on, so you want to make sure that you're in the right headspace to actually manage these things and be able to maintain them, and that also requires patience. So make sure that you keep those things in mind, because I know you like to be able to do and put in the work and do what you love, but when you put limiting beliefs on yourself, when you put yourself into a state of scarcity or a lacking mentality, that makes it a lot harder to get the work done that you do want to get done, right? Because at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Cups here, and I feel like this is just a reminder to you to be compassionate with yourself first, of course, right? And then be compassionate or give compassion to others as you maneuver through your own emotions, and your own situations as well. Remember to be compassionate with yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself space to mess up, right? Because you're not perfect. Perfectionism is a form of anxiety, and I think that's also why my head is hurting right now. Still, let go of perfectionism. Let go of the need for everything to look this very specific way that you planned out, because you planned for every single thing, because you can't plan for every single thing. You can have enough foresight to see if something is more or less likely to go well, but that's as much as we can do, right? We have to be able to still roll with the punches. And Virgo, you are a mutable sign, so do a little bit better to roll with those punches that way, and that's where you'll be able to find more compassion for yourself as well. All right. Whew, yeah, y'all are beating me over the head right now. Gosh. Okay, let's move into love and romance next. We're gonna start with single and dating Virgos. See what's going on for you all in August. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is happening for single and dating Virgos in regards to love and romance in August? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do single and dating Virgos need to be aware of in regards to love and romance? Okay. Alrighty. So, the first card that came out here was the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and it's kind of funny to me because I feel like, the energy with that is, I don't want to lose my independence. Like, I don't want to depend on anybody. Like, that's what I heard when I saw this card. Like, I don't want to depend on anybody. And I get it, and I feel like that is coming from a lack of trust, or even thinking, that people will not be smart enough or adept enough to catch on and be able to kind of pick up on the way that you move, the way that you do things, the way that you need to be cared for, right? Virgo, I know sometimes the issue that others have with you is that you kind of expect people to read your mind, or to just kind of pick up and do things without you having to tell them. And sometimes you do have to tell people. Sometimes you do have to express yourself, right? But I also feel like this is you coming into the understanding that your independence was rooted in this lack of trust for other people to get it right and do it well, and get it done in a timely manner and in a quality fashion, right? So I feel like this is almost hyper independence, and you know, this is why you're like, I don't want to lose my independence when it comes to dating and being with someone and being in a relationship, or just engaging with people in a more romantic and intimate way, right? Because now you have to think about someone else and you have to consider their feelings and all of those things, and vice versa. You know, ideally they would be doing the same for you. So um, think about where your independence is rooted. You know, is it hyper independence? Are you so independent because you don't trust anyone to know how to handle you? And I hate saying handle because, like, you're not an animal. We're not animals, but you know what I mean. Like, who knows how to hold you properly, right? You know that you'll always hold yourself down and you always got yourself, but it's very hard for you to see that in other people, to trust someone else to be able to hold you like that. So consider where that's coming from. And then right after that, we have the Hermit, and this also came out on its side. And I feel like, again, you might be in this space where, like, you know, you want to engage, you want to put yourself out there and be around people in this way, but you're also like, there's still more. I don't know if this is it yet. I still don't know if I'm ready. I still don't know if I've done all that I need to do yet. And that's also fine, you know, but again, examine where is that coming from. Are you at this place because, again, you're fearful, and you're coming from a place of anxiety, right? Like wanting to, but what if, right? Like, what ifing everything. Don't do that to yourself, because it just sends you in a tailspin, right? Yes, it's important to consider different possibilities, but it's also important to remember to be present and to see what's going on in real time, so that you can make your decisions based on what's happening in real time, and not based on what you're thinking and what you're assuming or what you're speculating, right? And then what you need to be aware of is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So you know, remember that you don't have to treat everything like a business transaction, or everything like it's work, right? Especially when it comes to love. Like, meeting somebody is not a job. Like, you know, it's not, it doesn't need to be approached in that manner. And also be aware that if you feel like there isn't someone out there for you right now, excuse me, then just take a little bit more time with yourself, and don't force a connection, right? Or just allow yourself to be, and as you are being, what comes to you, you know, you have the control to either accept it or deny it into your space and move forward. So, you know, be aware of, you know, making sure that things aren't transactional, that you're actually engaging with a person as they are, and you're allowing them, excuse me, to engage with you as you are as well. You know, not having up 1,000 walls, maybe have up 500 instead. Like, you know, just not being afraid to do things differently, right? Don't be so stuck in the way that you always do things, or the way that things normally go for you, right? Because then that's when you block the new things that can come in. That's when you block new opportunity and the thing that you actually do want, right? You don't want to be in your own way, right? Because we have the Strength card in reverse at the bottom of the deck as the overall energy here. So again, consider where your independence is rooted. Consider you know, your ego, and the ways that it is connected to your independence and how you view yourself, but also how you view others and how you interact with others, especially on a romantic level, right? Because of course you don't want to have to need anyone, but people also like to feel like they're wanted, and sometimes it's hard for your partner or people that you're pursuing to feel like you actually want them, or you're actually interested in them. So be aware of that too. Be aware of when your ego is taking control and keeping you in this place of hyper independence, or of not in it of or in the place of not being able to trust others, right? Not being able to trust people to understand you or to see you or whatever, because sometimes you have to show yourself as well, right? So be aware of those things, Virgos. Well, single Virgos anyway. So for the dating Virgos now, or not dating, for the committed Virgos, what's going on for you in regards to love and romance? Committed Virgos in polyamorous or monogamous relationships. What is in store in regards to love? What do committed Virgos need to be aware of in regards to love? Okay, that came out quick. Okay, so the first card that came out here was the King of Wands, which is nice, The King of Wands is, when it comes up upright, is a really good energy to be in, just feeling confident, of feeling in control of yourself, and you have faith in what you're able to do, right? So feeling very emboldened by this relationship, just feeling good about yourself in this space and in this relationship. But it could also be sometimes that you might be a little pushy, right? Because Wands is fire, right? And fire is about action, and we are in Leo season, and Leo rules the ego. So be aware of maybe ways that you might be a little pushy, or may try to enforce your will a little too hard, and your partner or partners aren't feeling like they're being heard in the ways that they need to, or vice versa. You might be feeling like your partner or partners are being a little overbearing, and you want to just express like, let me do my thing a little bit, because, and I say this because we have the Seven of Wands in reverse right after that. So I'm not sure if someone feels as though they aren't able to like stick up for themselves or like speak up for themselves. Seven of Wands, when this comes up upright, is like fighting for something. With the wands with Seven of Wands in reverse, somebody may be feeling like exhausted, maybe from fighting, like, and this fighting could be like, actual arguments and things like that, or fighting to be seen, fighting to be heard, fighting to be understood in certain ways. And I want to say maybe sexually, because the wands here. So do a little digging and seeing if, maybe you're being a little too forceful, especially during sex. Or just talk to your partner and check in with them and see how are they feeling as far as the physical aspects of the relationship are going. Do they feel like their needs are being met in those ways? Because sometimes it's uncomfortable having to say, hey, maybe next time try doing this instead of that thing that you think that I like. Like, you know, like it's uncomfortable, but sometimes you have to have those conversations. And, you know, what you all need to be aware of here with the Ten of Cups in reverse is, you know, your ideas for what you thought you want your relationship to be or what you wanted it to look like can be changing. And that can cause a little, not a little, but it could also cause a lot of tension within a relationship, especially if you or your partners aren't able to express, not because the space isn't there, but like because you're not sure how to articulate, right? So be aware of those changes that can occur. Be aware of also making this person your everything, right? You don't want to become codependent on your partner. Likewise, your partner doesn't want you to become codependent on them. And, you know, just make sure that you're not losing yourself in this relationship because of somebody's, you know, will, whether it be yours or your partner's, you know, putting you into this place where, you know, you feel like you don't really have the energy to stand up for yourself or to advocate for yourself or to even have faith in your capability of being a good partner or anything of that nature, right? Be aware of when you fall into that space, right? Because we have Temperance at the bottom of the deck in reverse. So if you haven't been paying attention to yourself in certain ways, if you've been falling into this codependent nature in your relationship, be honest and recognize that, discuss that with your partners, and then start working on how to remember who you are again, right? Bring some of that energy back to yourself. Do the things that are just for you. Spend more time with just yourself and remember who you are in those ways. Okay, Virgos? Alrighty. So now let's go into career and finance. What's going on for Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to their career and finances? Let's see. What's going on with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to their career and finances? Okay, and how can Virgo better their relationship with their career and finances? Oh. Okay, interesting. Alrighty. So, first here we have the Eight of Swords again. So Virgo, you live in your head, and I understand, right? But when you live in your head so much, it takes away from being able to be present. And when you're not present, then it makes it hard to cope with reality because you're somewhere else and reality is here, but you're not here, right? So then you start putting these limiting beliefs on yourself, and this makes it difficult to find joy in the work that you're doing or make good financial decisions because you're operating from a place of scarcity now, and putting all of these boundaries on yourself that don't need to be there. And there's something that you have to there's something that you're still holding on to, or there's something that you have to revisit. I feel like it's something that you're still holding on to. And it's hard for you to walk away from it, or it's hard for you to move past it. And that's putting you into this space of this Eight of Swords where you're like, okay, well, I don't have this, and I don't have this, and I don't have this, or I can't do this, or I need this to get this done, and I don't have it, so now I can't do this. And it's just this self-talk that isn't good, this self-talk that makes you question your own capabilities. It makes you question your own ideas, and you start to lose faith in yourself in these ways. And when you lose faith in yourself, then you either overwork yourself, right, or you freeze, and you just can't do anything because you're stuck in this space where you're like, okay, I feel bad about this, but I feel bad that I'm not doing this, but I do feel bad that I am doing this. And it's just this kind of this negative feedback loop where you start going lower on positivity, and then you turn on the the limits and the boundaries, and you just pile them on, and you keep piling them on, and then it comes up a little higher. Your positivity starts coming back, and then you just start putting the limiting beliefs back onto yourself. So like, examine what it is that you are still holding on to, or examine what it is that you need to go back and look at, right? And I definitely feel like it's in regards to the ways that you talk to yourself, the ways that you think about yourself, and the ideas that you have and present, right? Because when you don't have that faith in yourself, it's hard to stabilize, it's hard to build, it's hard to connect, right? And that's how you establish a better relationship with your career and finances, is by embodying a King of Pentacles type of energy where, you know, there is abundance. He is abundant, and he knows he is. And that's even without knowing where, you know, money or where resources may be coming from next. But being able to focus on the abundance that is present allows for more abundance to find you, or for you to grab and reach out and find and seek more abundance for yourself, right? So be aware of the ways that you are limiting yourself, and the things that you say to yourself, what you're thinking about yourself, right? Because at the bottom of the deck we have the moon, so you might have Pisces or Cancer placements, or you might be working with people with Pisces or Cancer placements, but your emotions here are trying to talk to you. Your intuition is trying to talk to you. So whatever it is that you can't let go of, or that needs to be re-examined, you've been feeling it, and it's time to do that work, okay? So you can release yourself from that prison of self-limiting beliefs, okay? The money is going to come in. You are smart. You are adaptable, and you work like nobody else can, right? So trust that and believe in that, and don't worry about not being able to see every single part of what could happen, right? Listen to your intuition when you can't see physically, when you can't see tangibly how something is going to work out. Listen to your intuition. Listen to what you feel, right? Again, work on your solar plexus and work on your sacral chakra, because that is where I feel like there are some blockages going on to, you know, the lower chakras, with helping with security, our creativity, action, motivation, all of that stuff. So do some lower chakra work too, and continue to put faith in yourself and faith in the things that you want to do. Okay? Lastly, let's get some advice. Advice from the Oracle deck. Any advice for Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Let's see. Any advice for Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Alrighty. Let's see. Oop. Let's see. Ooh. Lots of cards coming out. Hold on. Let me close this door. Yeah, a lot came out for y'all, Virgos, and I feel like it's all necessary. Y'all be needing it because you don't say anything to people and no one knows what's going on. So the cards are telling on you, okay? So the first card that came out here was freedom. The totem is the eagle, the number is 12, and the crystal is blue barite. You might have Scorpio placements here with the eagle. Free yourself, right? The 8 of Swords came up here twice during this reading. Free yourself, okay? You have the control over that. Stop imposing these limits on yourself that aren't true. Don't allow your intrusive thoughts to make you believe that what they're saying is the truth, right? And allow yourself to feel. Be free and feel and express yourself. Then we have retreat, right? The totem is mountain. The crystal is green calcite, and the number is 24, which breaks down to 6. And 12 breaks down to 3. So 3 and 6, lots of 3s and 6s popped up. Balance and collaboration, coming together, first within, kind of not seeing yourself as all these disjointed pieces, but bringing it together within, and then being able to share that with others when you're done, right? Green calcite here, that's great for the heart chakra. Clear that emotional tension, clear that anger, clear whatever you're still holding here in your heart, because it's there. And it's definite. It was coming up here in the reading too. And self-expression, the totem is water, the crystal is Larimer, and the number is 26, which breaks down to an 8. So express yourself and let that be creatively as well, not just in your job or the work that you do, but how do you just express yourself in any way? Do you sing, dance, acting, whatever, writing, all of that stuff? Nothing that's related to work per se or what you do, but just be and exist and express yourself and show who you are over different mediums. You know what I mean? Also, get into some water if you haven't. Water is super cleansing. I encourage you to do shower meditation. I do that every day. It's a really great way to just connect with yourself and to literally cleanse your body, but also your energy. Going within. So we have 2 cards about kind of going within and seeing what's going on the inside. The totem is inner world. The crystals are boji stones, and the number is 13, which breaks down to a 4. So 4 is the number of foundations as well. So think about your childhood, right? What foundations were set during your childhood that are still at play now that maybe you need to break? Things that do not serve you anymore. Maybe habits that, you picked up, survival tactics, all of those things that aren't conducive or productive towards your growth now, right? Go within, figure those things out, deal with those emotions, and then allow yourself to release them. And lastly, unconditional love. The crystal is diamond. The totem is Mother Mary, and the number is 33, and that is a master number. So, coming to this space where you understand the metaphysical and the physical, and how those things play a part in who you are, in your being, and how you are a physical manifestation of that, of the physical and metaphysical, right? And finding the beauty in that, and loving that about life, loving that fact that you are the physical manifestation of the supernatural and the natural, right? And loving that you have this ability to really craft and create the reality that you want for yourself. And it all starts within, and it all starts with you loving yourself first, and knowing that you're deserving of what you desire. All right, Virgos, thank you for tuning in. I hope these messages resonate. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I will leave that information in the description box. Make sure you like and share with the homies, subscribe, and if you feel inclined to leave a tip, I will also leave that information in the description box. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you next month.